you will own nothing and be happy. The price of homes will be so expensive that you can't afford a home. And this is where you will end up at. A true 15-minute city with thousands of people on top of each other.
I'm gonna say this one time only. If I catch you vandalizing a flock camera, I'm suddenly gonna catch amnesia and go blind because I didn't see shit and I don't know nothing.
Y'all, I'm being so for real. Are y'all not terrified of the way that the world is going? Like, I'm being actually so for real.
I feel like everybody is having a hard time right now, like even the stable people. I personally am having like an identity existential crisis, but even my stable friends are like shutting down their Instagrams, like closing down their Facebooks, even if it's just for a month. I know stable people who are like losing their minds at night. Finances, government, data centers, AI, like the future. I think we're actually all collectively freaking out. Am I alone with that?
Okay, you guys, I just got a Camry XSE, and it's the Premium Plus, and I'm over the screen telling me what to do, okay? It keeps telling me to sit up. It can't see my face. I'm like, what? I'm sitting here. It keeps telling me to pay attention. I'm paying attention. Like, what is going on? Stop telling me what to do. How do I turn this off? Please. It's driving me nuts.
I pass 8 flock cameras on the way to my kids' school. 3 gas stations, 2 stoplights, but 8 flock cameras. I live in a rural county. I'm passing more surveillance cameras than I am businesses. That's insane. So yeah, surveillance state coming to a rural county near you.
So y'all, I'm the first one to have a mini data center in my house. They're paying me monthly to house this data center. Pretty sweet. So if you can't beat them, work with them, I guess, you know. So anyways, this data center went in a couple days ago, and it's producing all of your Google results in the 100 square mile from this location. So if you were to type in, hey Google, what's the weather like tomorrow? I could modify this system to say, don't worry about it, it's gonna be 500 degrees, you won't make it out alive. That's the kind of thing that this is producing. So they're paying me money to have this here. Information's coming in, and I'm able to send the information out. Pretty wild. And if you want one of these in your house, let me know. They'll pay you to put one in.
I'm gonna need somebody in the federal or local government, somebody says, tell me when the Americans said, hey, we want data centers and we want monitored at all time and we want vehicles that can just shut themselves off whenever they feel it. I'm pretty sure none of us have said, oh, please watch my every movement, daddy, for my safety. We don't want you data centers. We don't want you AI. We don't want you flock cameras. We don't want you AI detection vehicles. We want none of this shit.
I've made videos talking about these driver monitors and how it's constantly watching you when you drive the car, but there is something that's very creepy about them. In real life, this is all that you see, is this kind of little black rectangle above the steering wheel. But if you have the right frame rate set on your camera, you can see the 2 red dots that are tracking your eyes. So you have these invisible red eyes that are constantly staring at you.
This is breaking news. Starting in 2027, refrigerator manufacturers will no longer sell refrigerators with automatic ice makers unless you have a subscription fee. That's right, starting in 2027, for 1 year, you can buy a refrigerator and it will make ice for you if you want. But after that 12-month period is over, you're going to have to pay a $29.95 subscription fee in order to get ice made in your refrigerator. It's just every year at the beginning of the year, you will pay a $29.95 fee and your refrigerator will be allowed to continue to make ice. Should you fail to pay that fee, of course, you have no subscription, They will shut off your ice making capabilities and you will just have a regular refrigerator.
If you were raised in the 80s and 90s, how are you adjusting now? 2026, how do you feel? I'm not even gonna lie. Some days I'm not well. To think about then and think about now and know that it'll never be the same, it's something. I can remember the late 80s going to the movie theater. Me, my mama, my cousins, my aunt, 10, 11 of us, right? One of them pull out a $50 bill, hand it to the cashier. We got popcorn, drinks, the movie tickets, everything, and they get change back. We in the theater fighting over the cup holder and the armrest because we got so much candy and chips and hot dogs in our hands. Happy, smiling. I took my 15-year-old daughter to the movies today, just me and her. Got the tickets, right? Mind you, it's a 2:30 show. It ain't even late at night. Tickets, small popcorn for her, small for me, small drink, $54.86. I don't even have no more words. I can't even.
It isn't a joke. They literally want to put a mini data center on everybody's home. And the way that they're selling this to people is, wait, you'll only have to pay one flat fee of about $150 a month for Wi-Fi and electricity. Now, I know we all think we wouldn't be dumb enough to do that, would we? Except the fact that everybody's electricity cost is going up and up and up and up and up and up and up because of the data centers being put in everywhere. So listen to this.
With JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley on a financing package for a data center in El Paso, Texas, to the tune of $13 billion, mostly in debt. Amid continued demand for data centers, there has been increasing pushback from local communities about these facilities. But one company is offering a potential solution, and Diana Olick has the story in this week's Property Play. Hi, Di.
Hey, Morgan. Yeah, it's an unlikely partnership. Span, which is a startup that makes smart electrical home panels, is teaming up with NVIDIA and Pulte Group, a major U.S. home builder. Span is now making small fractional data centers, they call them nodes, that can be put on the side of residential homes. So the idea is to take advantage of unused electrical capacity on local grids, which the Span smart panels find. Now, a network of these nodes talking to each other across the country is the equivalent of a mid-sized traditional data center. So these could actually negate the need to build as many of those huge data centers. Hyperscalers and AI cloud providers just tap into the node network like a regular data center. Now, Span collaborated with NVIDIA using its technology in the system. Span claims it can install 8,000 of these units about 6 times faster and at 5 times lower cost than the construction of a typical centralized 100 megawatt data center of the same size. Now, Pulte Homes is in on the early testing phase, looking at the capabilities and economics of these nodes, which have already been deployed in a handful of communities. Okay, so why would a homeowner want this?
So
well,
we pivot
because
left
they would just have to pay one flat fee for electricity and Wi-Fi, which Span said would be roughly about $150 total. So a lot less than probably your usual bill. Now, for much more on this story and the latest Property Play podcast with the CEO of a company looking to...
Hey, so did you guys notice that literally nobody cares about anything anymore? Like actually, like nobody cares. Apparently, they came out on the news and they said that the aliens are here, they're among us. So I don't know what. I don't follow the news. Just somebody came on this app and said, "Hey, did you guys know that the news said that there's aliens and blah blah blah, I don't know what." And nobody cares. There's a massive explosion threat out in Garden Grove, California, and nobody cares. People are still going to Disneyland like, "Oh, cool. If we die, we die." I don't know if it's just like people are just sick and tired of all the lies, like they've been lying to us, or, you know, I don't know what. It's just like we've had it up to here. At this point, we're just like, it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. Like nothing is a shock to us anymore. Or what? Like aliens can come to our front door and we'll just open the door and be like, "Oh, hey, what's up? You want to come inside for dinner? What do you guys like? You know, meow, meow, meow."
I want to ask you something. It's kind of strange. See, I'm at Home Depot right now, right? This is Home Depot. It's Home Depot. Why would the government want to put a flock camera at every car going in and out of Home Depot? What the hell did they get out of that? Makes no sense why they'd want to read the plates on cars going in and out of Home Depot. Tell me why.
So I just learned that they replaced 30 dirty jobs with AI, and nobody's really even talking about it. Everybody thought it would be the code writers, the spreadsheet guys that would be replaced with AI first. Nope, wrong. Heidelberg Building Materials, they produce 60 to 70% of all the cement used in Maryland alone. Their large quarry in Union Bridge, Maryland, just bought 30 autonomous dump trucks. Those are quarry trucks, completely autonomous. They're gonna drive, dump, load, unload, everything, completely AI controlled. So option A is a driver, $70,000 to $80,000 a year, CDL, benefits package, supports a family, has needs, is a human. Or AI truck, none of the above, doesn't even ask for a break. That money goes straight up to the CEOs, the boardroom, never comes back in the form of a job or raises. Pay attention, y'all, this is pretty big.
This is what Walmart's new AI system says when you call to ask for help.
This call and your voice may be recorded for quality or other business purposes, including fraud prevention.
Your call and your voice will be recorded for quality or other business purposes, including fraud prevention. I like how they put that at the end to kind of make your brain feel like it's a safe thing. It's not, because I looked into what other business purposes could be, and it is not limited to AI training, voice cloning data sets, emotion tracking, behavioral analysis, customer profiling, speech recognition systems. What ethically could you use that for?
So, this is wild. Google just announced that they're no longer going to be having a search bar. That they're going to be completely relying on AI to be able to come up with what you want to be looking at already. Which sucks for businesses, including myself, because you'll never be able to click on my website because there's no longer going to be the Google links. How does that work?
Explain to me what this is. I was just driving and I noticed this camera staring at me. There's a camera poking on both sides. You're not slick. What is this, Arizona? Explain to me. And there's a cable going on the backside. Runs up here and just goes off in the distance.
This camera is kind of out of the way, so it makes it easier to try to reverse engineer if any signals are coming from it. This is the Bluetooth that is in our environment currently. This is the Wi-Fi. Not seeing anything that stands out. Again, this camera is at the place at the entrance to a park, so it's only capturing people coming into a park. It appears to be one of the newer modules, or models. A lot of stuff on the back of the solar panel, so just seeing if we can detect any signal coming from it. Again, nothing that's standing out. Here's all the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. We're using a stock Raspberry Pi and a Sophia Android node to monitor it. Again, nothing obvious coming off of it.
Do you want to know why they want to make society cashless? If you do something they don't like, they can freeze your card and you won't be able to buy anything.
Hey, so everyone has lost their mind. Apartment hunting, housing market, renting, whatever it is, you've absolutely lost your mind. So as I sit here apartment hunting here in Los Angeles, would you believe that I came across this place, $2,500 a month, okay, 1 bedroom, no utilities included, you have to pay for your parking, bare bones, 3 times the rent, $650 minimum credit, okay? I scroll down to the bottom And I see that in order for you to access your unit that you are paying $2,500 for, okay, you must subscribe to a monthly membership to use your key fob. If you don't, you will not be able to access your unit that you pay $2,500 for. What are we doing? I know why people are burning down warehouses, and I know why people are running up on CEOs and sending them back to their maker. People are tired, and it is only going to get worse. This is quite literally something that the average American will not just work their way out of. They will not skip a latte out of. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? What are we doing?
Nobody was excited about Memorial Day, and nobody is excited about the 4th of July. It's the 250th anniversary of this country existing via the Declaration of Independence. Like, does nobody else notice the lack of excitement, the lack of anticipation, the lack of care? We're in a bad place, people. You feel it. I feel it. Everyone feels it. And the people that are just wealthy enough to not feel it have even started to understand that they're about to start feeling it. We've hit the point of no return, you know? And it's one of those things like, I'm very encouraged by the amount of people that say they want to do something and organize and all those things. And I really hope you do. But like, I think most people have kind of just devolved to the place of, I'm just going to sit back and see what happens from this point on, you know? And that's a depressing place to be, you know, as a people. But I feel like that's where we all are. Like, let's just sit back and relax and see where the log flume takes us. I don't know, man. Things have gotten so impossibly difficult. It really shouldn't be this way.
I swear every millennial in 2026 is just totally ready to pull a complete 180 because we basically grew up in an era where we watched innovation make life genuinely better every single year. Like, think when cell phones first came out, or iPods, digital cameras, smartphones, when there was literally an app for everything. Like, we were so incredibly pumped. And then it just turned. Everything became a subscription. Social media became an algorithm. A sandwich costs $20 for whatever reason, and you can't go 24 hours without some sort of once-in-a-lifetime event coming directly to your phone, which is now, by the way, a 7-inch supercomputer that was designed to command our attention 24/7. Like, where I'm getting at, we were sold on the idea that technology was going to bring convenience and make things more affordable, and it just snowballed into whatever era we are currently living in today. And now, almost every millennial I know would basically gladly trade all of it for a job as a park ranger who only needs a flip phone, who lives out west in like a tiny town with this cute little diner on the corner where the waitress knows their order.
I think I speak for all millennials when I say we're tired in a way that feels permanent. You know, it's not like I stayed up too late type of tired, or I just need a good night's rest tired. No, it's more like I have 507 open tabs in my brain that I can't close type of tired. And I think it's because we've been conditioned to like always be on. You know, there's always something we forgot or need to schedule or need to buy or need to remember next week. And the rare instance that we do get a second to relax, our brains are still working. They're still running the background process, like updating the anxiety or installing new stress for absolutely no reason. But the craziest part is that like we've gotten so used to it, we don't even talk about it anymore. You know, you'll ask somebody, how you doing? They'll say, oh, tired. And everybody just kind of nods along like, yep, that checks out. We don't even ask why, you know, because at this point, being tired isn't like an occasional feeling. It's become part of our operating system. Like, honestly, I don't think millennials need more sleep. I think we all just need one day where absolutely nothing requires our attention.
Now, I'm no theorist, but don't you think it's a little bit strange at the same time that they announce 2027 new vehicles are going to be scanning your eyeballs off with AI, and there's going to be sensors in the steering wheel, and you got to put both your hands on the wheel at the same time. This is already happening in the UK. Otherwise, your car will shut off. Don't you think it's a little bit strange that while that's happening, a spontaneous oil shortage is happening, which is making them add more ethanol, or this is the excuse to add more ethanol to the gas, which is horrible for old engines. And then all these junkyards are burning up. Have you not heard? There's been like a bunch of big giant junkyards that have caught on fire randomly. So all the parts, all the old parts for the old cars burning up. The new gas could significantly shorten the lifespan of the old vehicles that are on the road. So all the people who said, I'm just going to keep driving my 1990, whatever, like, I agree, that's cool, but you're going to have to figure out how to get ethanol out of the freaking gas. Otherwise, it's going to prematurely gimp your engine. Furthermore, at the same time that all that is happening, people think you're going to be able to just like jailbreak your car and turn off all that AI crap, not knowing a lot has changed in the last few years for the automotive industry. If you alter something in your computer system of these new vehicles, it immediately sends a tampering notice to like the cloud of the manufacturer of your vehicle and can either stop your insurance or disable the car if you've affected it in a certain type of way. Look it up, dude. They've passed all these laws. So the walls are closing in on, I guess, controlling our modes of transport. Eventually, I think they all want us in a smart bus anyway, hooked up to the AI railroad. I mean, really, this is what's coming around the corner. So why aren't I scared? Because that's a bit of a scary thought, right? Being ruled by AI, all the old cars are gone. We're in universal basic income. It's a total shitstorm. Because I have true, full, unwavering faith that in the end, the good guys win. I do think it's going to get weirder between now and then. 100%. That's not but something strange is seriously kicking off, man.
Whatever you do not buy a new car. Do not buy a new car. You need to listen to this now. So starting in 2027, every single vehicle is going to be equipped with this AI technology that's going to be able to read your face, your eyes, and listen to every conversation you have. They just passed a law, and it's going to start in 2027. Doesn't matter, what vehicle you're looking at. This is going to have this technology in it. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to read your face and scan your face. And if you happen to look like you are looking away from the road, or if it may think that you're impaired, it's going to shut the car off immediately. Or it will not allow your car to start, for one. But if you are driving and let's say you look away from the windshield for 5 seconds, you're looking at, scenery or whatever the case may be, it's going to immediately deactivate your vehicle and it's not going to restart it for X amount of hours. It's also going to have technology that listens to your conversation. Now, if you're having a conversation that may be a little controversial to what the law may think, it's going to automatically alert the police that this conversation is, let's say, of high alert. What it's then going to do is send that little conversation, that script, immediately to the local police department, whatever police department is closest to the vehicle, and the police are then going to go through that footage, and they could be knocking on your door. So I think that this is absolutely ridiculous, very scary, extremely controlling. I mean, if you think that what they're doing now is controlling, this is hitting another level. Therefore, if you're looking to buy a new vehicle in the next 6 to 10 months, I highly recommend you look at vehicles 26 and below, because I mean, you're riding a really thin line if you purchase a vehicle in 2027. It's going to make the market, I believe, the car market tank. This is extremely scary, extremely intrusive, and like I said, the bill has already been passed by Trump. So
just another thing that we have to look out for. Our country is becoming controlling. They are controlling every part of our entire existence, and they're doing it so quickly. I mean, they're just hitting all areas of our life, and they're taking away every ounce of freedom that we have. Chime in. Let me know your thoughts on this.
Flock cameras are not just crime deterrents. They are watching you. They are logging you, even if you do not commit a crime. They have systems that log your license plate, your vehicle details, the time that you were there, the location. They can catalog your make, model, color, bumper stickers, roof racks, even visible damage to your vehicle down to scratches and dents. And then they store that data in searchable databases used by police and other three-letter agencies across the country. That is not just crime prevention. That is mass surveillance being marketed to us as safety. Well, don't do crime and you'll be okay. You are thinking way too small. You are quite literally still inside of the box. You trust the government with a permanent surveillance network? Freedom means being left alone by the state unless you have actually done something, not being tracked just in case. And something that absolutely baffles me is the fact that the CEO of Flock Safety has already compared people exposing the camera locations and criticizing these systems to terrorists and Antifa. That should alarm everyone. That is how civil liberties get eroded. First by labeling dissent as dangerous, then by expanding surveillance in the name of security, right? And before I show you what a flock looks like, let's talk about my own city. If these cameras are just harmless crime deterrents, why is Louisville, Kentucky fighting so hard to keep their location secret? Louisville has deployed over 200 plus city-owned flock cameras, and police also have access to hundreds more shared cameras from businesses, HOAs, universities, other entities across Jefferson County. Around 600 cameras total that the government can tap into. Metro officials and LMPD have refused to publicly disclose exact camera locations. Earlier this month, Louisville Metro Council voted down a proposal that would have required the city to publish these locations online. They love to say, if you're not doing anything wrong, then you shouldn't care. Okay, uno reverse. If you're not doing anything wrong, why do you care that we want to know where they are? Why are you hiding the cameras? I live in the West End, so I'm actually going to walk you to the flock closest to my neighborhood so that you can see what mass surveillance looks like right here at home. Okay, so this is a flock camera at the corner of Dixie Highway and Dumenil Street in Louisville. Most people drive past this and never think twice, and that's the point. Surveillance works best when it feels normal and when it feels invisible. We're told not to worry about facial recognition or expanded tracking, but we have no proof that they won't do that or that they haven't already. The issue isn't just what they claim that the cameras do today, it's what these systems can become once the infrastructure is already everywhere. Flock cameras reduce crime, police reduce crime. You know what else guarantees reduced crime? Paying people enough to survive instead of poverty wages. Housing and rent prices that don't keep people paycheck to paycheck. Healthcare that people can actually afford. Education that creates opportunity for young adults, treatment for addiction and mental health, the kind of stability that keeps people from desperation in the first place. They would rather monitor poverty than end it. Oh, well, there's no expectation of privacy in public. Being seen in public is not the same as having your movements logged, stored, analyzed, retraced, all to be sold to a private surveillance network. We recognize that persistent tracking can become harassment or stalking when individuals do it. So why is mass automated tracking suddenly acceptable when these corporations and the government does it? It's weird.
I've seen a few posts about this and I wanted to comment on it because I have a personal experience with it. It isn't something that's happening in the future, it's something that's happening now. I rented a car in Europe, and as the woman handed me the car keys, she said, this is a brand new car. And she was like super excited about it. She was like, it's 2026. It's a brand new car. And I was like, awesome. No one's had a chance to like fart or smoke in it. This will be great. And I'd driven it for a day or two, and I was getting on a highway. It was a 6-lane highway. And all of a sudden the gas stopped working, and I'm pressing on the gas. I can't get the car to go. So the car is dinging. It's making all this noise and I can't figure out what's going on. And I look at the dashboard and in English, it says, sit up straight. We can't find your eyes. Why do you need to see my eyes? That was my first thought. And I'm short, so I sit low in the seat. And I guess, I don't know, maybe I'd been driving a while and I'd kind of slouch down more instead of sitting upright. And when I sat upright, the gas would work once again. And so I pressed the gas, but I was slowing down enough that it was going to cause a traffic hazard. And the thing is, it knew I wasn't asleep because I was pressing on the gas. So it knew I was awake. It just wanted to see my eyes. So once I sat upright and leaned forward, I guess it did facial recognition. And then it says, may I send you these results to a third party? To which I said, no, you may not. No. Who is the third party? Who, first of all, who's watching me drive the car to begin with? Secondly, who is the third party you're sending it to? And lastly, it is so dangerous. There are so many scenarios where losing control of the gas can put a car in a very dangerous situation. Like, what if I was pulling out in front of a semi-truck? What if I was going over a railroad track? And the absolute worst part is the argument for this is to combat sleepy drivers. And the truth is, if you fall asleep while you're driving, you're not going to be pushing down all the way on the gas. You're going to let up. You're going to relax. No one keeps their foot pointed while they're asleep. And if they say, well, what about cruise control? Then just take off cruise control. Disable cruise control in cars. That's the solution. Not, I need to see your eyeballs for the car to work. There's so many dangerous implications for this. But even if you're using it just for the good implication, sleepy drivers, we need to see eyeballs at all times, it's still wrong. It's still a stupid idea.
The more they try to force us to integrate technology into every aspect of our lives, to include our vehicles so that they can monitor us and the way that we drive, the more analog I want to go with everything. And I'm absolutely here for it. I'm ready for it as a Gen Xer. Take me back. Let's go. We just don't need your nonsense. No, thank you.
So we're currently awaiting the rollout of a terrifying upgrade to surveillance tech in cities across the United States. Flock Safety, the police technology company, is rolling out a new and troubling product, the detection of human distress via audio. Flock has been promoting Raven, their version of acoustic gunshot detection. These devices capture sounds in public places and use machine learning to try to identify gunshots and then alert police. We say try because these mics often misinterpret car backfires and fireworks as gunshots. Now these microphones apparently will be alerting police whenever they detect what the machine believes to be human voice in distress. It's unclear how this tech even works. It's also unclear how these devices will be interacting with state eavesdropping laws that limit listening to or recording the private conversations that often occur in public places. Gunshot detection technology is dangerous enough as it is. Police showing up to alerts they think are gunfire only to find children playing with fireworks is a recipe for innocent people to get hurt. And this is not a hypothetical. In Chicago, a child really was shot at by police who thought they were responding to a shooting thanks to a shot spotter alert. Introducing a new feature that allows these Raven microphones all over cities to begin listening to human voices in distress is likely to open up a whole new can of legal, civil liberties, and even bodily safety consequences. Cities now have one more reason to cancel their Flock contracts before this new feature violates civil liberties and puts people in real danger.
So your vehicles will now be spying on you, and not just spying on you with video and audio surveillance, but they're going to be sending out information to local police departments. They're going to be sending out information to your car insurance company.
You will surely own nothing and be happy. Now,
white people have complained on this video, and I know you guys have enjoyed watching this, learned a thing or two. I don't know if there's anything to learn over there, but I know that you have enjoyed watching it, getting to acquaint yourself with things that are happening to people, just knowing what people are going through, what people are experiencing. And especially for white people, there's a lot of things that are happening and they're not happy about. And to think that these are things that they brought to themselves, these are things that they would have otherwise escaped, but they chose to go the direction which was automatically going to lead to this. Now, black people talked to white people about making this kind of decisions and they did not listen. Now, life has become terrible. They do not understand whatever is happening anymore. Yeah, life has become pathetic. They don't feel it anymore. They're having strange things to deal with, strange things to handle. Their life has become strange. Yeah, they are not used to the things that are happening to them and they just don't even know what to do about that. Now, every time something new happens, they just can't believe that it's happening to them. It's been quite a hell of a time for most of them because they have to learn how to live with the things and cope with the new things, the new systems that are their life now. It's your life. You have to now learn to cope, learn to live that kind of life, even though you don't want it, but it is what you have, it is what is available. Now you have to learn how to move around that. Black people are, just watching from a distance because these are some of the things that they were against. These are some of the things that black people keep talking about. They want people at least to not do certain things, but white people have made sure they don't listen to anyone. They will always go according to what they agree on, according to what they think is right, according to what they think is good for them. And now when things happen the other way and the result is not appealing, the result is not making them excited or happy, then they want black people to come in and help. Now, they are not ready for what is going to happen to them because this is just the beginning. This is just the new era and they seem very unprepared for, underqualified for. And it's just sad that this cannot even be stopped. Things are going to happen that white people will not be believing that it's happening. They will not have privacy. They will not have a life. When someone takes away your privacy, when they take away your freedom, then that automatically means that you do not have a life. You're basically just existing. Yeah. There's no difference between you and an animal because you have free will, but you cannot use it. You have free will, but your life is, under some tight securities. You're being watched. There's nothing as bad and as sad as you sitting somewhere and feeling that you're being watched, that someone is just somewhere watching your every movement, what you do, what you think, and every move that you make, they are on it. They are on your case. And that is pretty annoying for anyone that loves their privacy, so for anyone that loves to just exist on their own and just live their life as if they own their life. That is like a terrible way to live because human beings are not made to be watched like that. Human beings are made to just exist. If it is about security, let it be there, but not just too much, not everywhere. Now people cannot be in their cars driving, they cannot be out there walking on the streets comfortably, they cannot be in their houses, they cannot watch their televisions in the house, they cannot use their phones feeling comfortable because they're being watched. Every camera, now they're talking about a fridge that you have to pay for, for it to freeze some cubes for you. They're talking about, they're just about making life difficult even more. We're talking about life that is already hard enough, and very many people are actually giving up. And we're still talking about people that are trying to make it harder, people that are trying to make sure that Americans don't even have life, that Americans experience life in a unique and what I would call insensitive way to force people to live, because I don't quite believe that human beings are made to live in constraint they're not made to live in a cube like that, you know, feeling like you do not own yourself, you don't own the space around you, you don't own anything, you just basically just existing. Yeah, now humans are not made for that. People are made to be free, to make decisions, to walk around, to experience life, make mistakes, learn from it, make other mistakes, learn from it, correct their ways, you know, stuff like that. But now when you constrain them in one specific zone and make sure that they are not moving, they're not doing anything other than what you want, then you're basically denying them their right to life. And guys, I know that you have thoughts on that. I know there are some of the things that you probably agree on, and I totally don't agree with anything that is happening to Americans. And yeah, for most of you, maybe not, you are enjoying whatever is happening. I don't know. I would like to know that in the comment section below. What is it that you have experienced and you felt like this is just too much? This has gone above and beyond what you expected. This is just way too much in, you know, trying to get into people's privacy. What was that thing that you used and you said, this is just not it? Yeah, I'd like to know that. Guys, sorry. If you have not subscribed to my channel, if you have been watching my videos or you have never watched my videos before and you're here today, please consider subscribing, be part of this amazing family, amazing journey. I have a beautiful, amazing audience over here, and we love visitors. We love to engage and have discussions in the comment section. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Make sure to subscribe, be part of us. And returning subscribers, thank you so much guys for always being there, for supporting me, for being on this channel, and being amazing humans. I don't take that for granted. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for always doing that for me, sharing my videos. You know, that means a lot to me. Guys, I hope that you're also keeping safe from wherever you're watching me from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. As I'll see you on my next video. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.